Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this conference. I was invited to be with you today personally, but unfortunately I had a confliction with a long-planned holiday travel to New Zealand. And so I took the opportunity to at least give a short address to this conference by a video clip. So my name is Reinhold Wurth. I'm owner of the Wurth Group, and just to give you a short, brief information what the Wurth Group is, I would like to introduce the company in a few minutes. The company was founded by my father Adolf in 1945, right after World War II. By the way, he got the permit to found this company only 4 weeks after end of the World War from the American military authority at that time, because we were conquered by the US forces. And this shows also that our family was not at all involved in the Nazi regime. We are from the liberal side of Germany, and so he could start right away after end of the war. At that time, I myself was 10 years old, and I helped my father already to get the first packages of screws and so on into the shelves. So I am at nowadays the sole source of the history of the company from the first days of the beginning. 1949, I joined the company as apprentice. For 3 years, I was trained by my father, very tough, very strong. And for 2 more years, I could work together with him because 1954, he passed away on a heart attack in the age of only 45 years. So I was at that time 19 years old. The company was a nice, solid local company with 2 employees. I had to take over this company, and just to hop to nowadays, the year 2016, we finalized with 11.8 billion euros in sales, which equalizes roughly 12 billion US dollars. And we are employing 72,000 employees in the meantime. So I can give a statement saying, if I look back, I almost myself once in a while cannot believe what has come out of these activities in the last 60, 70 years. Actually, I myself am nowadays the president of the Wurth Fund. I'm no more active in the daily routine business. But nevertheless, in the background, of course, as a type of elder statesman, I'm still a little bit involved. And so, funny enough, I started at October last year, 2016, my 68th year of servicing to the Wurth Group. This is a quite long time, but I can tell you it raced by like a spring wind, so it was gone very quickly. So my advice to everybody of you is use each hour you are living, because no hour will come back. Okay. 1962, I founded the first company outside Germany, in the Netherlands. Short after that, in Italy, in Switzerland, in Denmark. And so we went out to the world. In nowadays, we are operating in 80 different countries. And still, of course, we are in a very early stage of developing the company furthermore. So what was it now? What made this success? I can show you in a graph how sales went, and I can tell you this graph I like the most out of all graphs I can show you. We have still a compound annual growth rate during those more than 60 years with 21.2% per annum. And yeah, still we have visions for the future. We want to grow furthermore. In the United States, we are involved nicely in the market. In total, we have sales of 1.57 billion euros, 1.57 billion euros in the year 2016. And also this is a nice graph going up and up and up, partly by acquisitions. We have in the United States some 28 companies in total, and it's a quite prosperous part of our whole activities. What was it now that this success was possible? Because you know from our marketplace, hex bolts and hex nuts and washers and things like that are not fancy products. It has nothing to do with EDP and IT and so on. So my statement always is, on my opinion, 70% of the success was not quality, was not pricing, was not service. I think 70% of the success was created by the company culture. And this I maybe can explain a little bit to you. Number one, I always have given the strategy to not have up there management sitting up in the skies and far down the little employees. We are working together, we are at the same niveau, at the same level. I'm talking still today to each member of the companies at the same level, at the same niveau. Very important was for me to give to all the employees my appreciation, my thanks for all what the people have done in spite of the company. And I have found out that often if you give from your heart, honestly from your heart, your thanks, you look to the eyes, you write a letter which is not signed by a signing machine, but is signed by you personally. This is highly appreciated by the employees. Often this brings more on motivation than a bonus of monthly $500 or $1,000, because people in their company want to have somehow a cozy atmosphere. They want to be among people on whom they can trust. They want an atmosphere where people are friendly, where not is going on fighting between sales force and internal staff, and where each other can trust into the colleagues, that there is no trick on and no fighting or even a battle between the different parts of a company. So arrogance for me was always the most ugly character of a human being. And this is in nowadays my most done activity to keep off any system of arrogance. And you know, arrogance is not always like this. You little employee, you have to do what I want, period. Arrogance is somehow sometimes quite around the corner, you know, in between lines, on a gesture, on one sentence, and people feel hurt. People don't like this type of management. So I think this is the most important part of the success of our company. And on the other hand, we have the most beautiful time of our life in our profession. We start to work in the age of 20 until 60, 65 or so. And if we look to a 24-hour stay, it's the same. When the sun is rising, normally we start to work, and when sun is setting, we end our daily work. So the most beautiful time we are in profession. And if we then, our profession, do not like somehow as at least as a little type of hobby, then the result of our professional activity will not be a huge result. It will be average, and often I have said the world is full of know-how giants. So, but the world is also full of activity dwarfs, which means none of our employees doesn't know how to do his or her job. They know what to do, but the problem is that the people often take the easy way and take the easy job. And to prevent this in our companies, I often compare our doing with a sports club, you know, with a soccer or a baseball or American football or whatever, and there are national leagues. And if you look to the 3, 4, 5 clubs on top in the national league, this is a beautiful example also to a company. There must be a good trainer. This is the most important part. They need a certain number of good players, and they must have the really extremely high willingness to get the championship, to become number 1 in the league, to get the national victory over the whole season. And if we have a saying in our German language, the fish is starting to stink at the head. And I think this is true. And when you look around worldwide, regardless in which type of team sport, ice hockey or whatever it is, if a club is going in the ranking downward, what do the managers of the club do? They don't fire the players. They fire the trainer. The trainer is the one who gives the safety and the security for success, for prosperity, and this is not different in business as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, we in the Wurth Group want to continue the growth rate in the range of between 7 and 15% per annum in the forthcoming years, partly also by acquiring companies. And during my personal career, I have definitely acquired more than 100 screw dealerships and affiliated companies, tool trading companies, and so on. Recently, we bought Northern Safety, a company north of New York, which are selling millions of industrial gloves to the industry all over, to hospitals and so on. So this is related to our marketplace, and in this field, of course, we want to continue into the future. Mr. Strandquist, who is doing an excellent job, and I think he's also up to today the president of your association. He also within the Wurth Group is doing a brilliant performance, and I just want to give him my appreciation and my thanks what he's doing for the Wurth Group. For you, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a good continuation of your business. I hope you can exchange experiences during this conference, and I hope we had now a few days ago this change to President Trump. I hope we will be welcome in the US market in the future as well, because we are not taking jobs away from United States, but we are creating jobs in United States. And so I hope, despite we are foreign investors in United States, that we will be welcome also into the future. So for you personally, for your companies, I wish you prosperity. I wish you a good further development, and good luck. Stay healthy. I think this is the most important part of our life, if we can stay healthy and being lucky in the environment of our families. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.